What's going on? Now hear this. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. You know, as always, y'all know who I am. I'm your boy Sam Crawford. You got my man's Low Vision. Y'all know who he is, man.
Low Vision.
And y'all already know the man behind the boards in control. You know, the technical guru. We got Gideon Gilgamesh, a.k.a. the White Morpheus.
The White Morpheus. No doubt.
You feel me? Y'all see the White Morpheus there, you feel me? And now, Low Vision, I am going to allow you to introduce our extremely special guest.
Yes. Tonight, party people, right here on Now Hear This. Going down, we have Miss Layne Weiss, who is music journalist extraordinaire. Layne has done work with Currency. She's done work with Big Sean and Finally Famous, just to name some of the people that she's worked with. And she's here specifically to talk about publicity. A lot of you guys that come on the show, you know, we deal with the various different topics of the industry and how to break yourself into the industry. And Layne represents that music journalist, helping you to get placements in magazines, you know, with blogs and things of that nature. So she's kind of getting her feet wet. She's just kind of coming back to the industry. So she'll be able to, you know, give some good knowledge and wisdom as far as that's concerned. And so, so she's here tonight, guys. So feel free to, you know what I'm saying, ask questions as it applies to that. And I mean, if that's it, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Now hear this.
How's it feel being home?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've been here for a while, so it's been nice, relaxing, a little quieter than West Hollywood or Hollywood Hills. So, yeah.
Now, were you out there when that happened with Pop Smoke?
I was, yeah.
So what was that like? What was that vibe and energy at that time?
You know, it wasn't when Nipsey and Kobe died, like the city, like there was like a dark cloud over the city. When Pop Smoke died, it really like wasn't like that. You know, there was like literally this like gloom over like both of those days. Well, actually, no, I was in Michigan when Nipsey died, but I just remember what that was like. And I was in Michigan, so I didn't really see the vibe there, but, you know, I could imagine. But when Pop Smoke died, there wasn't that kind of a vibe, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, were you there when Kobe went down in the helicopter?
I was. I woke up and my sister, like we were just texting. I have a group text with my family and we were all texting. And my sister was like, "Do you hear about Kobe?" And keep in mind, this is like, 12 hours after he's tweeting LeBron about beating his record. You know, so, you know, and so that day, I went out, I went to Starbucks and then the sky was just gray. Like it was just really gray. And then, I volunteered for a while for Kamala Harris's campaign when she was in the primary. So we had a dinner, so one of the volunteers, we had like a big dinner at her place, like a big potluck, like beautiful dinner she made. And the whole time I just like could not, my text was blowing up. I could not stop thinking about what had just happened. I'm not a Lakers fan. Like I'm a Pistons fan. So for me, it was just it's still Kobe. Like it's still Kobe Bryant died. Like, and it's 12 hours after he's tweeting LeBron, congratulating him on beating, you know, his points per game or whatever it was record. So yeah, it was really ridiculous. Like it was like, yeah, it was hard.
I'm sure it was. I mean, even for people that weren't in LA, for people that were, you know, really around the world, because I mean, we all grew up with Kobe. Who doesn't know Kobe? If you're a millennial, if you're Gen X, you know who Kobe Bryant is. You know, and so it was just like
I think something people really struggled with was, you know, I mean, he does have a past. I hate to bring it up. There were those accusations, you know, and I think people were really struggling. Like, can we mourn him and also realize that he wasn't perfect? Like, he was not infallible, and like that was hard. You know, taking the artist or the athlete and separating it from the man or from the person. Like, I think that was really hard for a lot of people. Like, am I allowed to mourn him and still remember he was problematic and separate that? And I think like people struggled with that. And, you know, being in my background, being a woman and being somebody who blogs about feminist issues, you know, trying to help people separate those things because nobody's perfect.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we end up finding out, right? When we we place these people on these pedestals, and then things happen, right? And then it's like I mean, we got to remember that we all put our pants on one leg at a time, and that people are going to be making mistakes and doing things that they shouldn't do and all of that. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get your take on that because, I know you said you've recently been back here in the D, but out there during that time of, and it made me think of the whole Pop Smoke thing because it was like, out in LA, like everybody goes out there for various different reasons, but you meet people from all over the country that are out there to make things happen in business. And when you brought up Hollywood, West Hollywood, I read somewhere, or one of my LA contacts was saying to me that like, that's not really the area, you know what I mean? Where like, I guess he was at an Airbnb and even though really nice area, you know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily like where like the superstars are. I mean, it's levels to it, right? I mean, you're in LA, so yeah.
When you have millions of people following you, you shouldn't post the address where you staying now on Instagram.
See that goes to the young people being so on you gotta see it to believe it. So every time they're in a nice car, they're in a nice space, the first thing they're gonna do is pull their phones out, and they're not gonna think about safety. He was just thinking, we in this nice spot, let me take a picture. He wasn't aware like, oh, the address to where I'm staying is in the background. And even like Noriega said, a lot of the elder statesmen in hip hop really felt bad because like even Quavo said it. They knew the houses where he stayed at, you don't stay there. Those he said, those houses are where you throw parties, get-togethers, not where you sleep. He say like they'll rent those houses out just to have a meeting for a couple hours and it'll go to an entirely different location to actually sleep. That goes to, elder statesmen have to take more of a, upfront role with really trying to, preach to younger artists.